we begin with matters education. Education Cabinet Secretary Prof.George Magoha has said that the government is doing enough for learners in the country and that the media should focus on the brighter side. The Cabinet Secretary took on the media for not doing enough to project the positive image of the Ministry of Education and only focusing on the challenges. Professor Magoha accused the media of demonizing him instead of working closely with the ministry to encourage learners during these challenging times. Come Chemenza with that report.
The Ministry of Education has expressed disappointment over how media has been covering education matters in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic. Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha, while at a breakfast meeting with journalists, said the media has not been balanced in its reportage.
I accepted to be a public figure, so I can take all the arrows, but I am very strong. But I want to understand you, because here you are saying that you are doing things in good faith. Today, in one of your media, print media, I don't mind the cartoons, but I am supposed to be fueling a bus without wheels, and it is full of children. And here, and here you are saying that you are balanced. Yet there are many buses, many school buses, that are carrying children successfully to schools. In the name of God, are you being fair to government here? Because it is like the government doesn't know what it is doing. We are groping around and we are fueling a vehicle which has no wheels, which is going nowhere. That is my perspective.
Magoha saying with the pandemic having taken a toll on the education sector, media should be in the front line in encouraging learners after schools reopened to enable the society have an easier time in dealing with the challenges.
Nobody is perfect. There's also another thing that I want to mention. If you want to make somebody a demon, you can do so. But remember that I'm serving the children and that I'm not looking for a job. I'm serving our children. So if you want to contextualize what you are reporting, start from the beginning to the end. Don't just cut the center, which demonizes somebody. This I'm beginning to see, because I start from a perspective. Then when I'm at the peak, you show me there, and I just look like a mad person talking. Yet there was a reason why, and you easily edit it out. And I'm told you are the editors.
According to the CS, the government is doing enough to address issues of infrastructure in schools, and that 15 billion shillings was set aside for maintenance of schools.
Don't you think the government is doing what it has done, it should do to our beloved children? That is not to mention the medical scheme for all children in secondary school covered by NHIF at the price tag of Kenya shilling 4 billion. Kindly let us give credit to government where it is deserved.
While reiterating that social distancing in schools shall remain the biggest challenge, the CS was categorical that the schools shall be a no-go zone for outsiders, including the media, terming the measure as crucial with the KCSE exams around the corner. Health Chief Administrative Secretary Mercy Mwangangi, however, says the ministry has put in measures for psychosocial support for learners and teachers.
We've looked at the sick bays within the schools. We've looked at our school nurses to be able to also give them capacity building, for them to recognize when a child is struggling, for them to recognize when a teacher is struggling.
Chemenza for Channel 1 News.